This is Troy with Big Water UAV Solutions, and this is part 2 of putting this Cidora SL5 V2.1 together, this kit. So we'll go ahead and get started. What we'll plan on doing for this episode, if you will, is we'll go ahead and install the motors. We'll go ahead and solder up the ESC, the power leads, and then we'll solder the motors to the ESC. That's what we'll do here today. So we'll go ahead and get started. One of the things you definitely want to do when you're screwing through the frame to install the motor, you definitely do not want to have the bolt or screw go all the way through and contact the stators. That'll definitely screw things up. So we'll go ahead and try and use these ones that came with the 2207 motors and see what works. Got a blizzard going on outside. This is day 2 of it. We're going to end up with over 2 feet of snow. And so this is a good day to be doing this. Hello. These aren't long enough on this. These appear to be quite a bit shorter. Problems right off the bat this morning. Luckily, we can cut these scenes out. Yeah, once again, these are XING 2207 2450 kV. So they're 4S, made for 4S, and we're again making this a 4S banger. It's not going to be anything long range or anything like that. So. Going to be a little banger that I'm not afraid to bust up. So I've seen a lot of other build videos that really don't go through the Betaflight setup. I plan on actually going through and really doing that to show. Let's see, we'll put all these other screws in here. The nuts, prop nuts, put them all in here so they're all don't disappear or anything. But anyways, I plan on showing the Betaflight and actually flashing the CLI dump that comes from Iflight, how to do all of that. Of course, once I figure it out. So we'll go ahead and we'll use these. A lot of guys will just use tape around the arms. But since the Iflight provided these motor wire protectors, we'll go ahead and use them. Actually, what we want to do is clean these arms off with some alcohol. We do not use Jameson's for that. We use regular 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. Don't use your Jameson's. Now, ESC. Hardware, battery lead, 35 volt UPL 470 capacitor. The actual ESC. So we're gonna take a little break here and set up the soldering station so we can tin. Well, actually, we want to solder on the battery leads first, which will go right here. All right, we got the soldering station set up now. Got our flux. Heat our soldering iron up. We're going to solder at 650 today. Just a good temperature because it's been a little while since I really did any soldering. So we're going to solder these battery leads to this pad, and we have to solder in the capacitor as well. On the capacitor, the long lead is your positive, the short lead is your negative, and then I'm going to have to put these heat shrink tubes on as well here, and we'll go ahead and do that. First things first, we are going to go ahead and tin up the, put some solder on the pads here, on the battery pads specifically. Try her like that. That was toasty. Okay, the capacitor's on. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and get the ESC installed here. Problem with the standoff over here in this one. There we go. There we go. Okay. We can bend that up. Alrighty. Alright, that appears like that's going to work. So now we'll get all the motor leads cut to size. Okay, we got all the motor wires cut to length. Now we're going to go ahead and tin all these up. A final twist. Actually looks pretty good once it's cleaned up. Alrighty, well, now the next step is we got the wires done. The next step now is to, I believe, probably want to install the Vista. Yeah, I want it to run underneath this board. So the only way I can do that is these two motors have to come off. Means I need to peel off those. All right, not a big deal. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now, so if I had to do this again, definitely install the air unit first before you install the ESC and the motors. Definitely. The other thing I would do different is, again, the indentations on the ESC. I would have soldered the power leads to that indentation if I had to do this do this again. But again, they'll work. I get a little bit of flux sitting in here, I think. Check everything again. Yeah, we're good. We should be good. We'll find out when we plug her in. All right, so the air unit is installed. We might as well go ahead and actually install the camera up here. After a whole lot of cussing and a whole lot of swearing, I don't know why I had problems with this camera, putting this camera in. Now it's gonna fall out. I'm gonna have to pull it out, but I just wanted to get that done. So anyways, here's the quad. What we accomplished today is we wired up the ESC, we wired up the battery leads, we wired up the we soldered the battery leads, the capacitor, and we mounted the motors and soldered the motors to the ESC. We also mounted the air unit, and we came to the conclusion that this straight that I ordered is not going to work. I'm going to need a 90 to come out of the air unit into the antennas, which are, yeah, right here, this bracket. So anyways, that's where we're at. In part 3, we'll go ahead and install we'll wire up and solder the flight controller. The only thing we have to solder on there is the TBS Crossfire unit. So that's where we're at. Remember, FPV is not a crime, and hopefully nothing I did today on this is a crime, but it's looking pretty good. It's a lot heavier than it was. All right, well, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.